Well, first of all, I would like to thank, the Verbo Citrus Bowl folks for making this an outstanding week for our entire family. I think the players really appreciate it. I know our families all appreciate it. Our coaches appreciate it. The hospitality here from the city and the Bowl folks was fantastic. Obviously, we're very pleased with the way we played in the game, especially in the second half. It seemed it took us a little while to get our sea legs under us. But we played much better in the second half. I actually shut them out and made some really big plays, on offense. But I'm especially proud of this team for the adversity that they had to overcome this year, the perseverance that they showed, and the grit that they showed in coming out and playing the way they did in the second half of this game. I think this is, I don't know, the 9th, 10th, I don't know how many years, of 11 wins or more, which I'm very proud of this team for. I'm really proud of the seniors who represented this program and won, 53 games or something in their careers here and really represented the university in a first-class way. And hopefully we've created some value for them that they can be more successful in life because they were involved in the program. And I'm certainly proud of, a lot of our juniors. We have 9 guys that came here together that all got, junior grades. Thought of enough by the next level to give them a grade, and those guys all chose to play in this game. This has been one of the best recruiting classes we have ever had at Alabama. They were closed from the time they came here, and I think all these guys wanted to play for Alabama. They wanted to play for their team, and they wanted to play for their teammates. And that's what college football is all about. And then for Jerry to go out there and play the way he did and be the MVP of the game and have over 200 yards, certainly he used this opportunity to showcase his ability, so it probably even enhanced, his opportunities at the next level. So very, very proud of our team, our seniors, all of our players. This has been a great week for us, and certainly really, really proud of the way we played in the second half of this game.
Our first question will be all the way over here on the left.
This is for Nick and X. What did you guys do differently in the second half, particularly against the run? You guys really kind of shut them out in the second half.
Well, they were hurting us running the ball mostly when they were in 2 tight ends and two receivers, which we tried to play regular. And, we play so much nickel and so little regular. Plus, with the number of players that we have hurt in the front 7, we're actually taking a senior DB who's a very good player off the field and playing another younger player. And we were making some mistakes in terms of the things that we did. So in the second half, we just decided to play nickel, which gives us more multiples of things that we can do. We're a little smaller on the field when we do that, but it's easier to adjust, and the players did a really good job of it, and we were able to pressure more, which really helped us stop the run.
Staying on the left standing.
Yeah, it's for everybody. What was the statement you guys wanted to make today, and do you think you made it?
I mean, these guys, they got a lot more talent than I do, so you should be asking them some questions. I think this team had a lot to prove, in this game. I think that, we have a culture of how we play football in Alabama with great effort, great toughness, but also discipline to execute. And accountability for everybody to do their job. That's always been the trademark of what we do. And people make decisions based on, what's best for the team. And I thought that maybe at the end of the year this year in a couple games that we played, half of the LSU game and maybe at Auburn, we didn't really do that the way to the standard that I would like and to our expectation. And I think the players realized that, and I think they wanted to prove that, this is the culture that was established, for a number of years here by a lot of good players, and I think they have a lot of pride in that, and I think they wanted to come out today and prove that this is what Alabama football, the culture of Alabama football is really all about.
Staying on the left front row.
Danny Thomas, 3-point conversion. This question is from Mac and Jerry. Talk about what you guys saw in the opening play of the game.
They pretty much played 8 flip coverage, so that's kind of what we wanted them to do. We motioned the tight end in, and we got a one-on-one with Jerry, so it's kind of how it played out in practice. It was just a perfect look, and I knew Jerry was going to beat the guy, and the line was going to block the guy, so really just all them. Yeah, you know.
Same row.
Xavier, this is for you. First of all, congratulations. Obviously, a lot of missing names on the defensive line throughout the year with injuries and whatnot. And then Coach even here's talking about how making some defensive changes and stuff. You even got in on the day for the sack, showing your versatility. Just talk about how your role for the game today, and if that's kind of the culmination of your life as a player in Alabama.
Well, I appreciate it, first of all. You know, I just try to play wherever Coach wants me to play. I try to make plays wherever I'm put at. I try to put my team in the best situation that they can be in to be successful on every down. So my main thing is just to play hard every down. I try to go hard every play, no matter if I you know, make some bad plays, if I make some good plays. I try to keep going, man, and that's just my mindset. So, you know, whatever role that they have me playing for that week for whatever team we might play, then I'm gonna make sure I go hard for that game. So whatever I'm put to, I'm gonna go hard.
Over on the right on the aisle.
Mac, congratulations. Quick question for you. How do you think that these bowl practices really prepared you for today's game? And you playing today, how did that compare to your previous efforts out there after taking over at quarterback?
I mean, I
Thoughts
think
on
the
that?
bowl practices helped a lot. You know, even in Tuscaloosa when we got extra work in, we had a whole month to prepare. So, I mean, we were running the plays and everyone was executing them really well. So with that was pretty much what happened there. And I mean, moving forward, we got stuff to work on, and you know, we have a long off season, and we're looking forward to get back to work.
Across the aisle on the left, Marty.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Marty Smith, ESPN. Coach, how do you describe the impact of that wide receiving core, and what do you expect their potential is at the next level?
Well, I think that all those guys are wide receivers, and I think we have 4 that have shown an ability to make a lot of explosive plays, you know, all year long. And I think, you know, some of the guys are a little more polished than others, but they're all have tremendous ability. But the thing I like about this group is, you know, there's never a guy that has showed any signs of being selfish. You know, these guys are all together. They work hard every day. They root for each other. Nobody gets upset if it's not their day to catch a bunch of balls. You know, we had days where Smitty would catch 9 balls and Jerry wouldn't catch very many, and the next time Jerry would catch 9 balls. Next day, Ruggs would have a big day. And they all just always rooted for each other, you know, and that's very unusual at this position because, you know, to me, I don't mean to stereotype here, but those guys are usually all want the ball, and they get a little bit upset when they don't get the ball. And this group has never been that way, and they play with toughness. They'll block for their teammates. This has been, as a group, the most fun group to coach, as well as, I think, the most explosive group that we've ever had in totality.
Go one row back across the aisle.
Nick, I just wanted to get an update on Henry. You know, he left the game. An update on Henry. Henry Ruggs.
Oh, Henry just, you know, hit his head on the turf. You know, he's in concussion protocol. We chose not to put him back in the game, which was a medical decision, as always. And, you know, hopefully he'll be okay.
Way over on the far left.
Mac, Rick Carley, WVTM 13, Birmingham. What was your confidence level as a quarterback, the whole encompassing piece of work coming into today, and today's performance inched that confidence level up any?
I think the confidence just comes from reps at practice and the guys around me, you know, the line making their calls and their blocks and the receivers making plays, running backs making plays. So it is easier when you have the best players around you. Coach Saban always tells me just, you know, do my job and get them the ball and they'll make the plays. So, I mean, looking forward, we have a good group. Like I said, we have a long off season and a lot to work on, and I'm really fired up to, you know, keep working.
For Jerry, you got the MVP today. You had over 200 yards receiving. What was the key to your success?
First, it's really a team effort, really. So everything starting from the O-line to the quarterback to the play calling, we just executed very well, and I just did what I had to do when my name was called. So, yeah.
Go 2 rows back or 1 row back on the left.
Coach, I know you guys are used to playing in the playoff and the national championships and all that, but can you just talk about the value of bowl games? Do you still appreciate those? And what is the value of this game moving forward for your program?
Well, I think that there was a lot of value for our program and our team to be able to come and get a reward, first of all, for having a successful season. I know most people would think that 10-2 was a good season. That's not necessarily our standard. The fact that previous to this year, we've been in 7 of the last 10 championship games, 8 playoffs out of 10. And we sort of started to develop a little bit of a reputation of if we weren't in the playoffs, we didn't play very well in the bowl games. And I think that every player can create value for how he plays, and there's a tremendous amount of value that your team creates by maintaining the culture of how they play in the last game and how they finish the season and how that carries over, that culture carries over into next season, especially with the young players. So I think there's a lot of value. I think that the interest level, I hope you as media folks, who put so much into the playoffs, and rightfully so, that we can continue to have bowl games that are a positive reinforcement because they are important enough for people to be interested in because you all promote interest, for the players in the games.
We'll go a couple more. Start with Matt.
Jerry, this one's for you. You heard your coach talk about creating value by playing in this game. Why did you want to play in this game, and what does it mean to you to play in it?
First off, I played football all my life, so I couldn't just sit out there and just watch my team play and my brothers be out there. So I want to just go to war with my brothers like I've been doing the whole season. I love playing football, so I just wanted to come out here and compete with my brothers.
Final question, front row on the right.
Thank you. Nick, your social media team put out a tweet last night that a lot of fans have interpreted as positive hope that Tua might return to school. Is Tua going to return for his senior year?
That's a decision that I think his family needs to make, and I'm sure when they make that decision, they'll let everybody know. I think it's our responsibility and our job to make sure that we give them all the information from an NFL standpoint, from a medical standpoint, from a rehab standpoint, and if there, is any way that he could possibly be devalued because of his injury, and what are the consequences of that, and how does that affect his decision and what he does in the future. But he's been a great leader for us. He's a great player on our team. He was elected captain of the team by his teammates, and we just want what's best for him. I think that's my job with all the players, is to make sure they get the right information from the right people about what their status is, so that they can make a business decision about what they do for their future. And that's what we're going to continue to do, and we're going to continue to do that for Tua and his family.
Medically, do you think he's going to be ready for the draft this year, or could it benefit him
you
to
know what?
return?
I don't need to be. I'm not a doctor. I haven't operated on anybody's hip before. I'm struggling to be a good coach, which is plenty to do for me. I think that's a question for a medical person. We have a lot of hip specialists that have given the family a lot of information, and we're going to continue to do that. I think our medical staff has done a great job of getting Tua to this point, and his rehab is going well, and that's what we're going to be responsible to try to help him with in the short term.